Hello guys, welcome back to another new episode of Full Damage on the Mindcrack server. So, the beef prank, that went over well, I believe. He's not retaliated yet, not that I've seen anyway. He was online earlier and we seem to be friends, so that's fine. A lot of people are asking what I used for the prank. It was this program called Spritecraft, I believe. Um, if you Google up Spritecraft, you'll be able to find it. As a paid version, a free version. The paid version, though, was not buyable, so they were just giving it away for free when I got it. So that was fun. I need to go one higher for this. Okay. And then, actually that's the top of the, so I need to go another one higher. That's the actual ceiling. So let's take out that one, and that one. Okay, and then yeah, let's put these two back, because for now that can be the ceiling. Okay, so this is, anyway, sorry, Spritecraft. I was talking about Spritecraft. Let's carry on talking about that. It's a program where you can just plug in an image. I took a Ottawa Senators logo, which I found on Google Images, and tweaked it up in Paint.net to like remove some of the stuff around the outside, shrink it down to the correct size that I wanted, and then took it over to Paint.net, to Spritecraft, sorry. It's important to note that in Paint.net you don't shrink the actual image, you can just like remove, say, a border or just white space around it. So you just get to where you want the last part of the actual build to be. So then I took it over to Spritecraft, you just drop it in, or browse for it or whatever. And then in Spritecraft you can select what blocks you want to use. You can also set a different resource pack. You also set if you want it to be the tops of the blocks or the sides of the blocks. If you want, say, only whirl or only survival blocks or whatever. You set everything like that, and it just generates the image for you. You also select if you want it to be, say, I personally had about 200 odd by 200 odd, max height and width. You can set that down way to like 1, but obviously it doesn't look very good at that point. But yeah, that's what I used. It seemed to go over well. What we're doing here is, you can see this section is the, actually I'll show you what else will change around here. I filled in another arch here. I filled in these, I filled in the walls too. I've also extended this out one, and I put an archway here. So this is where the students were coming up and existing. To go an archway here for the doors to close into. And then this was an archway until I realised it was physically impossible, but there we go. I've also done these staircases. So, the first year students, they come in by boat or whatever, and dock here, and disembark and head up the staircases here, through these doors here. I may widen this one more so I can put a portcullis in here. I'm not sure about that yet, but that's that part. Close this off for mob protection, and then they come into here. Down here is the Great Hall. I've got all the glowstone filled in the Great Hall now, as you can see. And they'll just walk up here. These are little clothes. I may put some kind of banners or something on the wall there and there and there. And then they walk in over to here. This has changed slightly. It's got a little arch here too, which I think looks really good. Probably won't put doors in there now, but that's fine. They'll think about that now, actually, because you have the other students walking by when the first year students are in here. That's okay. I could put a piston door here, perhaps. I'll think about that anyway. So this is kind of a mock-up of the seating arrangement. You kind of got a little stage here. They sit on these little nublets here. So you have one here, blah blah blah. One here, blah blah blah. There'll be another half slab in here, but one here, blah blah blah. One up here, blah blah blah, and then across. And then this staircase is going to actually be moved to the middle here. This part here will be moved to the center block, and it's just a staircase to get up between the seats, so you can find the higher seats. That's that. There's going to be a stage here for the headmaster or mistress to stand on and give the speech welcoming the first years, and then this staircase will lead down to the first year changing room where they acquire a robe, which is what we're going to try and work on today. So, let's clear out an area here. I'm not sure how much of an area yet. That's something we need to consider. So they come down. I've got another staircase here that I might put downwards to. I don't even know if I'm going to keep it, to be honest. I think I will. Okay, I know. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to have this over here. So then that staircase. So that's at that one. Then there's 1, 2, 3. And there is the other staircase. It should be in theory. Let's double check that. We got minus 1820 on the Z. Minus 1820 on the Z. Perfect. So that can be for going back up. Then this part can be like that. Then let's get rid of some of this up here, like so. That's a good point, my brain. This isn't going to be the actual height of the basement, is it? Because this is actually lower than the actual floor up here. Okay, we're going to have to work out how high the actual basement is then. So we would have floor, and 1, 2. Maybe we shouldn't do it actually over the stairs. Bum, bum, bum. Let's do it, say, here would be fine, hopefully. Oh, bugger, it goes down again. I was going to have the entrance all at this height. That's fine, I can terraform this upwards. I've got plenty of dirt. No torch. Bum. Okay. Let's go down here. So it'd go down floor. Okay. Then 1, 2. Okay. Floor 1, 2. Okay. Then we would have ceiling, and then we would have 1, 2. Okay. Ceiling, 1, 2. I'm not going to be able to survive any of this. No. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should be the actual floor height, I think. Let's double check this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on. 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Yes, 4. So that should be the actual height here. So, bugger. I need to then fill back in. I need to take these back first of all. Crap. What was it? Here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Okay. this, take this, take this, take this. Getting dark. Dum, dum. So yeah, that's going to be the changing room area. There's also going to be an area for the students to pick up their robes. And nearby, probably in that basement level as well, is going to be the actual manufacturing area for the robes and such. The kind of textile repair shop, I suppose. Let's sleep here. Freaking out. There seems to be a lot of glitches with this game, with this version, with sleeping. There's also that zombie bug. I've also noticed the items, like dropped entities, or at least I've noticed it with just dropped item entities. They kind of freak out a little bit when moved by pistons, or when interfering with blocks, or when on stairs. Or at least different from how it used to freak out. Okay, so that needs to be filled in. The stairs need to now come down to this level, so we want to take this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. And we also want to take these two stairs here, which means on... Did I even count these? No, I didn't count these, did I? I don't believe I did. Okay, fill in this, take this, and this, and this, fill in this, fill in this, and this. And I won't put these stones onto my record, just because I was actually mining them here. I need this stack here. Come on, quickly now. Papers, please. I hope some of you guys have looked at that. In fact, I know some of you have, because you've commented on it. It seems to have gone down quite well, which is good. I'm very happy about that. It's a fun series to record. Papers, please. Something a little different. I'm enjoying it. I hope you guys are too. I've recorded about 2, maybe 3 more episodes today of it as well, which should be coming up some point soon. So that's all good. Right, so it's war here. In fact, wait. Yeah, we won't do that yet. But 1, 2, 3, so here will be the staircase up. Okay. So now the actual ceiling level is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on now, 5. I'm going to need to repair my silk touch pick quite soon, aren't I? Yeah, I'm not going to use that anymore. We might as well have some cobble and we can smelt that for levels. So let's put here... Do we want a doorway here? I don't know. What I do need to do though is chuck this stone away so I don't get confused and think I'm working with it. That will mess up my my numbers. Okay, put that away. Okay, let's go dig out some more area down there. No news on the Canada front, I'm afraid. Working on getting a police check done, and then sending everything off. All fun and games. Okay, so a lot of this is going to be dirt because it's not very low. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, that is ceiling level. Oh no, the next block is ceiling level. I have a shovel, actually, why not using that? Oh, come on now. Don't be doing that. I've got plenty of dirt, but I will need it for that terraforming project. Okay. So, let's have the students let's have a corridor here. Like that. In fact, then that goes much further back now, but that's okay. We'll have a corridor like that. Okay. They'll come down here. What I want them to do, this is the manufacturing area. What I want them to do is should we have them come around this corner? I guess so. Go down this way through a relatively small corridor. In fact, there's not much point having this here, really, is there? Not particularly, to be honest. Well, yeah, there kind of is. Yeah, a little bit. So I might have the manufacturing down on an even sub-level. Yeah, I will do. Okay. So they'll come through here, they'll collect their uniform from, say, a booth here. Let's put some torches down quickly. So say a booth, say in this area here, kind of mark that. And then they'll come down this way. And then I want the changing rooms. And I want this corridor here. And then there'll be a door here. So I need to consider how big the changing rooms are now. Because this area is going to be the changing rooms. There's going to be two of them, one here and then one a bit further down. And then they'll come through and come out the other side. So if I have it, say, 5 wide, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I have, whoops, this here. I also need to consider my other rule of having wider corridors, or wider gaps between corridors. So let's not have a door here. Let's in fact just have this as a corridor. And in the basement everything is meant to be a little smaller, so these corridors are a little smaller. Let's break these. The first wall then for the change room is going to be here. Whoops. This is just so I have a gap between walls. So if, say, I want to change the texture of a wall, then I can do that without affecting the other side. Or if I want to put redstone in between or whatever, I can do all that. That's why that's like that. Let's take up this level 2. Oops, that's fine. I wanted that broken anyway. So now then the changing room is 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's that. And obviously we need to break this area here, blah 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 blah. But I can clear that out in a second. The the rest of it anyway. Might as well clear that out, that part out now. Let's put down that instead of the torch and just have the torch in here. There we go. Okay. Then the next changing room would be, let's dig this out here. There's a gap in the corridor there, or in the wall. And you've got this part. Then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then changing room, changing room. Torch in there too. Let's do. Okay, I can make them in a little. If I bring in this wall here, that'll mean the changing room will end there. And if I bring in this wall here too, that means it's going to be 1 wide. And I kind of want them 5 by 5. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 5. Of course it is. Of course it bloody is. So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wall here. And then if I come down this way, wall carries on down here, so I can put in, whoops, keep breaking that one, corner wall here, and then the wall would extend down this way, and would go This would be where they pick up their clothes. I could just have one changing room and send them down. No, that ruins actually a plan I have, which is quite a bad plan, in a good way. So let's have that and that. So then the corridor would come down here. And move this up, whacking a couple of torches, one there, one over here. Then this would extend down this direction, change room in there. Okay. Let me dig this area out and I'll be back with you guys in a second. Alrighty guys, so I have most of the layout done down here now. The only part that I need to work out now is, well, the story goes in my head that some higher year male students a few years back, who may or may not still be in school, these were some students who were a bit naughty, they were a bit of pranksters, they got into a fair bit of trouble. One of the things that they did was in the changing rooms, they would sneak down, or they during the year when the changing rooms don't see a lot of use, they designed a secret passageway. So this is going to be the boys' changing room on this side. This is going to be the girls. And these boys, these horny teenagers, would sneak down during the year, and then they built a hidden passage in the changing room walls, so they could look at the girls' changing rooms. This is not something I condone, nor do I recommend, because if you get caught, then you are in quite a bit of trouble, and it is very, very naughty. But as a school, I believe these kind of things would happen, especially in a huge castle school that's full of secret entrances where all the students can go around breaking blocks. But no, beside the point, that's the kind of thing that adds character to a build. I could just do 2 changing rooms, boom, boom, and say it's done. But a kind of something like a secret passageway with a bit of story behind it adds a lot to the build. So, that being said, how will I do this? So my belief is they came down and actually went into the boys' changing rooms to build a secret passageway. So I'm going to need to fit in a T flip-flop for it so they can control it from either side. And then I'm going to need to fit in a piston to open up, say, this wall here. So, okay, let's break this one and replace it with this. Okay. Quite noticeable, but still. It's going to probably be under the bench, so that's even better, actually. And then this block would move this way on a piston. And there'll probably be a T flip-flop in this area here, and then the wires can run over the top. Then that can lead down here, like so, where these boys could, in fact I could put a ladder here, so they can come right down to this level straight away. And then they would stand like here, no, whoops, I want to fit this one so I can mimic a half slab. They would stand on a half slab here so they can look into the room. And then they built this one year, and then they came down the next year, or whenever the other times that the changing room would get used. They may be used. No, they wouldn't be used for pools, but say other ceremonies where students will collect robes, they could be used then, I suppose. But yes, that's the story behind these parts. Let's put in a ladder here. And then let's grab some half slabs. There's a spider around here. He's been here for a long time. I don't know what he's going to do to me. Probably touch me inappropriately. He sure is. I'd rather he didn't. It's kind of froze. I'm probably dead now. Or I'm dying, but I'm not dead. Oh, that was easy to clear. Let's grab. I can make some. I can knock down some of those half slabs from the seating arrangement there. There's a lot of lag today. I actually had a crash between recording this part and the last part for my whole computer, which is fun. In fact, I will. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna make it out of cobble slabs, because it should be kind of broken and not made properly. Why did you not stack? Huh, okay. Strange. So let's take these cobble slabs over to here. Well, not here, but down here. And so put that there, that there, that there, that there. Obviously I need to work on the walls here. You still need to jump to get out of that ladder, that's annoying. So well. So they would come down. Half slab here. Yeah, I can put half slab there. So I might have half slab all the way around there. It's meant to be cramped and poorly made down here. And then the last thing I want to test with this remaining half slab, because there would be a wooden bench here. How would that look? You could still look out and probably see more than you should. In fact, I may change this one as well to be that, and then continue the half slabbage. No, there's no point continuing the half slabbage over there. Let's fill that in with dirt for now. So yeah, you'd look out like that, or maybe I would continue the half slabs around this side, like So, and that gives me use for all 6 of them actually, which is good. Yeah. Okay, I'm happy with that. Like I said, this kind of stuff adds character to a build, which is really important, I think. So with that there, that there. And this area would obviously be kept dark, especially when they're in it. So let's mimic that darkness. Let's break that so I can get out quickly. Put that back. Then technically it would be half slabs over there, but let's just put in a layer of dirt. And then, yes, I need, let's grab one more half slab from over there. Let's grab one of these guys quickly, use this. That's also a bug I noticed, is that when you change item, the breaking animation starts again, and in fact the entire breaking cycle starts again. So if you're over here, it just looks like a kind of little hole. You wouldn't be able to notice the face probably. So yeah, I think I'm happy with that. Perhaps if there was light it would look better. Let's try it with light. That's possibly less noticeable actually. In fact, what I'll do is change up all these walls to be stone brick. So it's kind of embedded in the foundation. This is also why I'm leaving a 2-block gap between walls as well, or between floors. So you see the floor for this level would be this one here, and then there'll be the gap, and then there'll be the ceiling of the next level. And this in fact sits on top of the ceiling for the next level too. So that's good. Crap. Crap. Let's keep that broken. There's light in there now, so I don't need to worry about keeping it dark. Yes, that's definitely less noticeable. You might be able to see faces in it, but it's less noticeable, just like that, which is kind of the important factor. Then we just need to work on how that will be toggled. If there's a bench here too, that poses an issue. I didn't think about that very well. There could just be a bench on this side. This side could be coat hangers or something. Yeah, let's do it like that. That's fine. So yeah, they would sleep down and look at the ladies. Again, I do not condone this in real life. It's just adding story to builds. But yes, I think that's it for this episode now. Excuse me. As always, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a like, leave a comment. If you would like, you can leave a donation in the comments. In the description below. There is a donation link. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you all next time.